captain of business. Some might say those that are fledgling entrepreneurs are nowhere near that. But there's some wisdom in dealing with this. Hi, I'm Jimmy Hendrick, and this episode is called Captain of Business. Captains of Business on Empower Your Pattern 2.0. I'm Jimmy Hendrick, member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and Success, Confidence, and Thrive Coach. I believe there are patterns to help us to receive more, help us to live a better and extraordinary life. I will give you some temporal and spiritual tips how to overcome this life. So if you come with me, I will show you these patterns. Get ready to walk in. Let's go. First off, welcome to the podcast. First off, I want to apologize for taking so long to get back to you in my podcast. I've been having some difficulties with Spreaker, and we have straightened them out, so we're back. Well, another sidebar, and I want to apologize for this. We've been working on, so far, the series Repattern. This episode is not a part of the repatterning series. If you would like to see where we've been so far, I want you to go to Empower Your Pattern 2.0. I want you to subscribe, and one of the playlists is called Repatterning. It's in all caps. And that is where the series has made it so far. 31 beautifully crafted episodes, and like I said, mostly in video. And I want to apologize for that in advance. I've had some things going on like you wouldn't believe. And to be honest with you, it's... To put it mildly, well, no, not mildly at all. I don't know why I even said that. Some positive anger. And, my life consultant, Reese, she's like, Jimmy, what in the world is positive anger? I mean, I thought all anger was negative. I said, no. You can have some positive anger that can create a change. It's anger where you're not blaming anybody else. A good mentor of mine, and I'm sorry it's taken a while to really get to the meat of the message, which will be given by Robert Kiasaki, but a good mentor of mine, Presley Swaggerty, some of the coaching that he has provided over the Zoom calls is, we have to tell each other every day, the buck stops here. And stop making excuses. Okay? Because if you keep making excuses, you are lying to yourself. Okay, do you want to do that? If you're lying to yourself, how can you possibly believe in yourself? So, if the buck stops here, you're running, not even looking back. It's like on guard and onward and forward with all the boats burned. Okay, before I just keep yammering on, let's hear some advice to entrepreneurs from Robert Kiyosaki.
So it's one of the most important messages I have for entrepreneurs is that failure should inspire you to get smarter. And unfortunately, our school system says if you fail, you're stupid. That is not true. We learn from our mistakes. Mistakes are opportunities to get smarter, be humble, and take a look at something. So anyway, the cash flow board game, just like Slack, was a failure. So I had to write Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which is a true story about my rich dad and my poor dad. And suddenly I went on the Oprah show, and suddenly I became famous. So anyway, that's an entrepreneur story. That's who I am. Most of the young people your age today, a lot of them want to become entrepreneurs. The problem with this, you have to understand tax. You see, this is all over the world. Very little difference. These guys pay 40% of their money in taxes. So they make $1,000, they're going to spend $400 in taxes. These guys that make $1,000, they're going to pay 60% in tax. So our schools are teaching entrepreneurship, but they're not teaching them tax. Okay? And because they're focusing on income. Over here, it's 20% in tax. So they make $1,000, only $200 goes to tax, and these guys, 0%. So the reason financial education isn't working in our school systems is they're teaching financial education for these people and these people, but to really become rich, you have to focus on this side here. And that's the difference between a rich dad and the financial and what they're teaching in school right now. I'd rather be on this side. This side is a lot harder, but in the long run, it's more fun for me. On this side here, it's harder, but you're paying tax constantly. So these guys here are saying tax to rich. Well, these guys don't pay taxes. And as strange as that may seem, and I'm talking about legal, this is all over the world. So that's the big difference here. One last thing, which I think most millennials understand, is, in Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I wrote about Ray Kroc, founder of McDonald's. And he was teaching at the University of Texas, the MBA program. And Ray asked, and most of the MBAs are going to come out here. So Ray Kroc asked him, he says, what business is McDonald's in? And everybody yelled and said, no, we know you're in hamburgers. And Ray says, no, we're not. McDonald's is not hamburgers. McDonald's is in the business of real estate over here. So what you have McDonald's here, and the money McDonald's makes buys the real estate. And that is my formula. This is Rich Dad. I own real estate. I don't hang out here. I'm glad you guys are here, right? And we do our best to make sure you're educated and you have your own businesses and things like this here. But really the formula I follow personally is McDonald's. We have an education company that buys real estate, which means we make a lot of money, pay 0 taxes, legally. Well, the difference is when I left my high-paying, so I got a job with Xerox. So that's the last job I ever had. So when you look at the cash flow quadrant here, ESBI, here I was. Okay, and I was making a lot of money at Xerox.
Yeah.
I went to Xerox for one thing, not the money. I worked at Xerox because I had to learn how to sell. Mm-hmm. Because entrepreneurs have to learn how to sell. So I was preparing for this quadrant here.
Yeah.
But I was really preparing for the big business quadrant. Mm-hmm. So I took a job at Xerox for 4 years. So I was preparing for these 2 quadrants here. So when I talk to young people like you're here in social media,
yeah,
you're learning the same thing I was learning at Xerox, mm-hmm, except you're learning technology-wise.
Yeah.
It's very smart.
100%. That's exactly
Right.
what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
And one thing I actually really do appreciate when I worked at the bank was that we were very sales orientated,
Right.
and that's all that mattered. And I think that's where I got a lot of my sales skills too from.
Correct.
Like
Talking
it was
to people.
learning how to get rejected and finding a way to not get rejected next time.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
So the lesson to young people is don't take a job for the money, take a job for what you're learning.
Yeah.
Done some research, and to be honest with you, I tried to see if there was, because he was talking about taxes. I don't really see any tax structure that he recommends. But I'm thinking it's beyond the LLC. But if you're starting out, I think an LLC is good. And then you can branch out. A captain's a business. You know, to be honest with you, I think this is something that is going to be worth a YouTube video and a blog. Because this is something that I'm now, the fancy dancy term for that, still to this day, because our culture, has a 3 Ds labeled attached to them: distractive, defiant, degenerate culture. Some people in my ideology call it cancel culture. No. No, I'd much rather call it what it is, you know. But I digress. Don't make me talk about politics. What I'm saying is this: that culture tries to discourage entrepreneurs and punish achievement. So you're probably thinking, well, Jimmy, what in the world? A captain of business? Why are you saying that? What gives you that term? Hello? It's the 21st century. We are now in a combined age economy. Okay? We're in a combined age economy. And we don't need to BS about it. Now, you know I'm probably going to, for the next minute and a half, I'm going to put a plug in for network marketing. And some of you are probably, oh, JV, now come on, please don't do that. No. Hear me out, okay? Network marketing is, if you're wanting to be in business there, they're there to teach you how to be a captain of business. I think of some of the great mentors I have right now in the company I'm working with, in the industry that I'm involved in. Robert Kiasaki, Randy Hedge. Let me tell you something. Those men were wise enough to create multiple businesses and multiple streams of income. And if they can do it, why can't we? So, you know, so many people give network marketing a bad rap, saying, oh, it's a hoax, it's a pyramid scheme. Guys, come on. I can believe everything that your parents say, or that comes off of some toilet paper on the wall on the internet. Or are you going to listen to some people who are some experts on it? Or should I say, are authorities on it? I really don't like the word expert, okay? And many of you know why. Because many experts told me, particularly with the state, we're here to help. We just don't think that you got the stuff to make it through college. Give it up. You shouldn't have even tried. And I'm like, no, come on now. It's not. Don't try to play that game with me. I'm tough. I'm determined. But you see, too many people are willing to take other people's word for it. And I was having dinner last night with my my best friend, and I told him, I said, you know, that is just one of the things. My maternal grandfather put the entrepreneurial mindset in me. When he died, I kind of lost sight of that because you know, the media on both sides of the political aisle sometimes say, well, business bad. Business bad, huh? Well, I'm going to get back to Robert, and I'll be back to you in a little while.
Yeah.
So would you mind giving us some of the entities you use?
Sure. We have the good, the bad, and the ugly. And on the bad entities would be a sole proprietorship. And that's where you do business in your individual name, right? There's absolutely no protection here. All of your assets are exposed to a claim.
A lot of people have those.
By default, you get into business, and if you don't form a corporation, you're a sole proprietor, and all of your assets are exposed. We also have the ugly entities. These are the ones we really don't want to get involved with, and that would be the general partnership. And this is liability times 2. And I just went down the line there. General partnership, if you shake hands with someone to get into a business, you have become their partner. They can obligate the business, and you're personally responsible for what they obligated the business
Let me
for.
give you an example.
Yeah.
There was a company, a lumber company here in Phoenix, and there was 2 people got together, and they shook hands, and they formed as a general partnership.
Right.
One partner's daughter ran over somebody. And because what happened then?
The other partner was personally responsible for
the
that
other
accident.
partner's kid.
Right. So that's the ugly way to do business, and it can happen with a handshake. It's called innocent formation. You shake hands with someone, you get into business, you're personally responsible, not only for your own mistakes, but your partner's mistakes. So you'll never do business as a general partnership. Then we have the good entities. And the government gives us good ways to do business, good ways to protect ourselves. And these are LLCs, LPs, and corporations. These are the good ones. LLC stand for Limited Liability Company. Limited Partners, LP stands for Limited Partnership. And then we have corporations. These are the ways you're going to move
C
forward.
corporation, C corp.
We have different taxation. You have a C Corp, which is double taxed. We have the S Corp, which is a flow-through tax. There's only one tax. You're going to work with your CPA on what is best for you.
In school, they compensate for risk by telling you to memorize the right answer. So in other words, these kids leave, the young people like you, leave school thinking, oh, if I know the right answers, then there's no risk. And it drives old guys like me crazy.
Drives a young guy like me crazy. I don't know why. All through grade school. Right and wrong to every answer to every question. And then, when I was at Chris Cole Rehabilitation Center for the Blind in Texas, the first time I took the Myers-Briggs test, you know what they told me? They said, and I quote, "There's no right answer, and there's no wrong answer." I was like, wait a minute, that's not what they teach me in school. But then again, I really think our education system in this country for decades now has gone in the toilet. Has been, I think, since we've taken God out of the public square. You're like, Jimmy, here we go again. You're waxing political. Not necessarily political. See, the heart of, and I've said this on YouTube, if you look back a couple of days ago on my Empower Your Pattern 2.0, have a video called What Makes a CEO? Alright? And part of it is your heart set, your values, what you stand on. You hear some of these big corporations say that they are for dealing with climate change. This is America. It's a free country. They have a right to do that. But the heart of James Hendrick empowerment is to stand up for traditional values, meaning putting God back in his country, and also the sanctity of human life. A captain of a business makes more sense than I have to call it than a captain of industry. And you just heard that gentleman with Robert, the Rich Dad Company, talk about some good tax entities and some bad tax entities. And I think if I had listened to that further before going on the show, you guys gotta forgive me. Past few weeks I have not been totally on kilter. And so we are going to get back to podcasting regularly. I don't know how often, but now look, on the 12th of August, we will be resuming the episodes for repatterning. And some of them will be videos. But most of them on YouTube are going to be audio podcasts. Most of the videos, episodes, will just be dealing with defining moments. Now, we got a little over 2 minutes to wrap this up. To be a captain of business, you need to become acquainted with that knowledge and do the research. Find you a CPA to do the research. And you know, I kind of wish we had considered that. Would try to launch my best friend's nonprofit, because now we know that along with a nonprofit, we should have filed for the 501c3. But hey, that's a thing in business. You live and learn. But you gotta overcome your fear of making mistakes. Oh, we made a mistake. Oh my gosh, it was. No, I gotta be in business. No, what? Listen to me. Don't be like that. Okay, please. Because you're so much worth more. Listen to me. You are so much worth more. And you can do better. And I know that. Because why else would I launch Empower Your Pattern 2.0? Okay? Because I care about you guys. And I want to be able to impart to you some of the wisdom that is going to help you. Okay, so I want you guys to be ready. Hope you enjoy listening to Empower Your Pattern 2.0. If you like what you hear, please subscribe and join Pattern Realm. Until next time, don't just sit there and take it. Build your dreams so you can take it. Do what others don't so you can be what others won't. And do what others won't so you can have what others can't. Please share with Mama San, Papa San, and everyone. This is Jimi Hendrix, and until next time, choose, act, and pursue happiness. And remember this, from the bottom of my heart, Jimmy loves you. I really love you.